Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights, cameras.
This is Swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
9FM Plus, Culture Daily on 3 Music TV. You're watching the best in the morning. We're here for the next hour. That was my girl, Efia. It was super. We were just jamming in the studio here talking about how beautiful that video was and how catchy the song is. Really grows on you. Now, we have our big conversation as usual. We're going to be discussing the power of networking within the creative industries. But before we get into that, you know something. Money Wednesday, I for pay my bills. Pepsodent is saying every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with fluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. Must I stop? This prevents cavities from your teeth and keeps them strong and healthy. Now, they've been doing this for 25 years. Pepsodent is saying that they now have a new offering, Pepsodent Charcoal, made with a fine blend of activated charcoal and lemon essence, made for your teeth to stay polished, fresh, away from stains, give you that natural, restored breath and smile. Pepsodent Herbal for the herbal lovers. Try Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste formulated with carefully selected natural extracts, uniquely blended herbs as well. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you, everywhere. Call the customer care toll free on 0800 200030, 0800 200030. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Now, discover a world of innovation, a world of luxury, and a world many of us dream about owning. Discover the world of Bang & Olufsen, a particularly true brand in the ever-evolving realm of high-end electronics you might love to own. Locate us at our showroom in Accra, Atlantic Tower, Liberation Road 1, where each passing day, month, and year, varieties of drool-worthy new electronic gadgets ranging from exquisite home theater speakers, headphones, television sets, and sound bars are produced and released. Bang & Olufsen, like no one else. Now we have an event, LPM, coming up on your screens and in your airways. Get ready for an unforgettable worship experience with Joe Metal at the 11th edition of Praise Reloaded concert, June 25th. Just this June. Today's what? Today's 20th. In 5 days, Joe Metal is shutting it down for the 11th. Today's what? 21st, I'm sorry. So in 4 days' time, Joe Metal's Praise Reloaded concert will be happening live. Join us as we raise our voices in praise with special guest artists Dunsin Oyekan, Bethel Revival Choir, Edwin Datson, and Sissy Chum. The venue is the Oil Dome Royal House Chapel. Gates open at 5 p.m. Tickets standard 60 cities, double for 100 cities, and VIP for 150. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Bachuna Total, Osu Shell, Dansoman Shell, Tamakomiti 9 Shell, J. Ray Shops, Nalem Shops, and Hacho Shell. You can also secure your tickets online at joemetalmusic.com or dial star 725 star 5050 hash. Star 725 star 5050 hash. Event is sponsored by DDP, Tank Palace, Total Family Health Organization, ACE Protocol Services, Silicon House, Africa World Airlines, Greenline Juice, Eagle Guard Security Solutions. Media partners, of course, 3 Music TV. For ticket inquiries, you can also call on 0246579016, 0246579016. That's for bulk ticketing and any other inquiries. Event ticketing is brought to you by iPay, and the event itself is powered by Reverb Studio and Joe Metal Ministries. Now, we've done the praises, we've done our teeth, we've done our sound. But for those of the people who out there who are nerds and movie geeks like me, Silverbird has a lot packed up and in line for us. Summer is officially here, and all the biggest titles come alive on the big screens at Silverbird. Catch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Flash, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Barbie, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, Fast X, Bollywood, Nollywood top movies, you name it. All the Ghanaian movies as well at Silverbird with that delicious Silverbird signature popcorn. It's the best time of the year to create and share memories with the ones you love at the West Hills Mall and Accra Mall branches. Follow at Silverbird Ghana on all social media platforms or visit the website for showing times, www.silverbirdcinemas.com/West Hills or www.silverbirdcinemas.com/Accra. Silverbird Cinemas, it's all about entertainment. Lots of movies to watch this summer. Brush your teeth. Make sure you're enjoying Bang & Olufsen. And if you're in the mood for praise, link up with Joe Metal on the 25th. Culture Daily, big conversation. The power of networking in creative industries. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I am not alone.
Yes.
I am here with the Culture Squad.
Yes,
Olele
please.
Salvador to my left.
Yeah, please.
And then Candid Joel to my right.
Ba.
We are going to be breaking it
What's
down. Another masterclass is building.
Shatawale fan identified.
Tighten out the band on patch of Obeli Diana. No,
So yeah, we're talking about the power of or the importance of networking in our creative industries, and it's because we noticed that we've tackled possibly everything possible. Often we joke about the fact that maybe it's about time we talk to the spiritualists and the
we've got
pastors and the
experts,
prophets.
technocrats, finance people,
We've got
producers.
everybody
It's left with
possible
Nogopo people.
to help us understand, maybe Sembu Wechre, to also see what goes on in that part of the world. But of course, it's even in the corporate setting, we know how powerful networking is. That's why you see a lot of BTL events happening to allow people to network, connect, and then you just may sign your multi-billion-dollar contract at that event. But when you narrow it down to us as Ghanaians, I've always maintained that if there's something that I know we don't have, it's courage. We are good at what we do, but taking the initiative is
Sell ourselves.
It's one of the most difficult things to do.
In
I
every
don't know
part.
why.
Yeah.
I haven't.
So it's everywhere?
In everything.
In
No,
everything.
you're talking about Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether they're in Ghana or outside
Today I won't be
Ghana.
crucifying Ghanaians. Today I won't be
Whether-
crucifying Ghanaians, but we'll speak very candidly.
Yeah, we'll speak candidly. I mean,
Say that.
Looking at what we have and what we've been able to do, whether with our music, with our art, whatsoever, I think there have been a number of opportunities that we've missed out on because we were not bold enough to say, oh, I can get it done or I can do it. And even if we did say we could do it and we got it, there was this fear or paranoia that crippled us that we couldn't do the job, and so we lost it.
Let's take it back. Let's take it way back.
Way back. Downtown.
Where does that start from? Why do we have this undying fear of speaking up and pushing our story and saying that, look at me, I'm here, I can deliver, choose me? That's the phrase we don't use. Choose me. In a crowded room of opportunity and risk and equal benefit, the Nigerian, the Lebanese, the Chinese will say, me.
We can get it
Even
done.
in the space where they might not have the capacity to actually deliver at that time, they will do whatever it takes to hold and lock in the opportunity.
Yeah.
We are more laid back and more of
Waiting for an
I mean,
opportunity.
they know me. If they go holla, if they go holla,
Yeah.
And then that kind of becomes, it plays into complacency as well. And that, for me, what I've observed is also feeds into frustration. Because if you get passed over twice, thrice, you start feeling like, I know my stuff. I'm good. But why am I never involved in these great things? Then you know how the mind is. It starts winding off. Now, the topic itself, let me give an example for the music industry. When, shout out to Dental, when Dental was able to coordinate that
Harvey Mason
meeting,
Jr., the
Harvey
Grammy
Mason
Awards.
Jr.,
Yeah, Grammy.
that was a networking event. His whole arrival and moving and around Accra and everything. Sure, there was a leisure aspect to it, but the crack of it was networking. And all that experience that he got from networking with us led to some of these decisions that the Grammy put out last week about the kind of categories they're going to open up and the kind of audience they're going to be looking at now and all that. And that just goes to speak to the power of networking. Brands like MTN have done the MTN Business Breakfast for executives, entrepreneurs. And a few other brands have also tried to activate around it. But I don't think we need to necessarily wait for
that is
big
done.
corporates to put together an elaborate event for us to show up. Even on our day-to-day, what are we doing with our time? How are we investing our time, our effort? Are we being conscious to create the network that best enables our capabilities? We've all heard this thing as your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
My theory is that we kind of stay stuck to the people we grow up with, from school to work and all that, we end up thinking this is my network based on proximity, familiarity, or just the reoccurrence of these faces in your life. So you just assume, you know what, that these are the people I know, this is my circle. So if I need to do this, and I look within that circle and nobody can help me do that, then it's a dead end. And case in point, it's so evident on how we decided to ridicule Stonebwoy.
Stonebwoy, yeah.
When he got an opportunity on the red carpet and said, you know what, I need to connect to whatever world, whatever network, whatever system that Taylor Swift, right?
Yes, Taylor Swift.
That Taylor Swift exists in. Because things are happening for her that I want to happen for me. But I've recognized that in my space, in my network, I can't do that until I step out of it into her space. So he goes and says hi. We received that with negativity. And for me, that's what I want us to focus on for some 5 minutes. Why did we not see
The importance of what he did.
Yes. Why was our reflex to ridicule one of our most successful, hardworking artists who had elevated to a point that many people dream of and was trying to go further? Why did we see him trying to reach out of his network into a new network? And we called it Ahoshishe. Ahoshishe is self-put. Forced association. Like when you're trying to, you're not a part of the clique, but you're trying to
Be a part of
be a
it.
part of it. That's how we see networking. So it's always hard for people to go out of their comfort zone and say, hey, Candid, I saw you're working on this and that. I'm really good at this. How can I be more in your space? Where do you hang out? I want us to catch up, blah, blah.
Bro, do you know the funny thing? It just hits me that
Where did he hit you? Should I bring plaster? Or ice?
it just hits me that back in school or back in the day, the people that we often, bashed or lamented really, really pretty much about their self-put are the ones who are actually now putting us on.
Yeah.
In some of these opportunities, some of these rooms, because they started very early. We used to tell, they have unhoshed themselves to the highest point of, shall I say, a particular industry or a particular career, and now we found ourselves those who were not able to filter out exactly, and we are now calling out to them, Charlie, if you get gay, Charlie, if you call me, if you get. So to answer your question, it comes back to our childhood.
Are we shy? Are we timid?
We are not.
I think it's more being don't want to be disappointed and
rejection.
I want your perspective of you coming from the outside. What's it like in the States? Not everybody's had the opportunity to travel, but what's it like in the States when it comes to networking, when it comes to connecting with people, reaching out, knowing that this is your limitation, you need to get in that room to make things happen? Because you have the likes of J. Cole tracking down Jay-Z twice, trying to give him a CD. The first one got rejected, the second one got rejected. But guess what happened? That persistence and perseverance is what got him signed eventually to the Rock Nation. How many Ghanaian artists? When CJ Bigaman met Rick Ross at the Mervyn Pig. Was it Mervyn? No, it was Kempinski.
It was
No, it was Kempinski.
Was Kempinski?
Yeah, it was Kempinski Lobby.
Yes, it was Kempinski.
Was the Kempinski Lobby.
It was, yeah.
And started rapping and, pitching him his brand. It was mixed reactions. People were like, oh, cringe. People were like, but bro, this is Rosé. Like, how many times is CJ Bigaman going to get the opportunity to meet Rick Ross? If you don't sell yourself, then when are you going to do it? And we laughed again at that as well. Some people praised him. It trended for a while, but a lot of the comments and everything were like, oh my God, what is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. Why is that our reflex? Is it the same outside? Is when people are on their grind and they're trying to connect and they're trying to get into these rooms in the States, is that how it's perceived?
I don't think so. I think that, I want to speak for myself, but I want to also generalize it. I think that we understand that together we do better. And if you're by yourself, it's going to be a harder process for you to get to where we want to go. So I know for me, myself, I make sure that whatever I do daily, I make sure I meet somebody. Whether it be taking the Uber and talking to the driver, because you don't know who the person is or when I'm going to meet them again or who they even know. And so I think in the States that we are already conditioned to know that there's always an opportunity wherever you go, whether it be a restaurant, you don't know who is in the room. I know I had a job where I worked for an airline in the airport, and I actually picked that job not just for the benefits, but I knew there was going to be governors coming in and out, and that's the space I wanted to be in with the politics. So I think that we already know that we can't do it by ourselves if you have to put yourself out there. And I think that, Ghanaians can be very timid, especially when it comes to speaking up for themselves, but also looking for an opportunity. They're wanting an opportunity to be presented to themselves before they're actually going out to go get it.
I like what you said earlier on, and it just got me thinking again. Networking is probably the beginning of collaboration.
Yep.
If we look at it critically. Because if you're not out there connecting with people, you're not going to meet the right kind of people that you could build with. And so probably this thing we keep saying about Ghanaians know they like collaborate, we know they like collaborate, blah, blah, blah.
The networking skills.
Yeah, it's because we think isolation is the right path. So in our timid or our shy nature, we fail to network, and everything is a competition. Charlie, the more we talk, the more I'm getting
getting
sad.
pissed. No, don't get sad. I think it's something that really has to be looked at. I also think that it's the communication skill. When you go to an event, how to even approach the person is also another. You don't know whether you should go and say, "Hello, boss. Good afternoon. My name is this and that and that." I think instead of us focusing more on how to start a business and how to get your finances right and maybe we should be doing more events on how to network. I think the focus should move away from building a successful business, because the truth is the real crux of the matter is to build a successful business you need to have the right network. So let's focus more on teaching the younger ones, especially the ones who are entering into the creative industries in recent years or in recent times, the importance of networking more. If it's even a thought leadership event that has to do with music, I would suggest that 70% of the focus should be narrowed down to networking skills or how to network. Because look, we know labor executives come to this country every day. Someone could be sitting there eating chips and chicken, and he or she is probably working for Universal or maybe Marvel Studios or something, right? And they could Jay Foley would tell you when he went to eat somewhere and he met a Marvel Studios executive, right? Just like that, randomly, and it just built connection. Now they have a contact, right? How many Ghanaians would take that opportunity, right? So I also want to say that at the end of the day, even as men, the way you see a nice lady and you want to go talk to her, that adrenaline that runs through you, that informed confidence that runs through you, you want to use that same thing to also go for what you're looking for, which is trying to strike a business. Now, the internet has really made things very simple, right? At first, we didn't have social media and whatnot, right? And so the last time the LinkedIn guy came here, he showed us that you go, you look for the name, you look for if it's a particular industry, maybe in the film industry, you look for all the big shots in the film industry. When you send a request and they accept, your first thing to do is just say, "Oh, hi, thanks for accepting my request." A week or two after, you start commenting on their posts, start sharing, "Oh, I believe what you're saying. I think is what you're saying is this."
Relevance.
Small. By the time you realize in a month or two, you can now go back to them and say, "Oh, hey, sir, I work in this and that and that. It will be a pleasure to do blah 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 blah." These are the kind of things we need to be pushing more.
But I don't think it always has to be selling something either.
Exactly.
And I feel like that goes back with the learning how to network. I feel like sometimes you just want to have a genuine friendship or a genuine conversation. It doesn't have to be based around, an end goal where you're trying to make money or you're looking for a business partner. Because again, you don't know if Olole knows somebody that can help you in the future.
Yeah.
Just by saying hello to them. You know what I mean? So I think that's also important.
Are there any events? It's one thing to hold all of us accountable to our own social navigation skills of knowing how to speak and connect to people and be at the right place at the right time and all that. But are there any events that kind of enable this? There's events for everything. There's events for drink. There's events for food. Events for sports. There's events for everything. But are there any events that are solely, meet and
For-
greets or business
I think
development
so.
oriented
I
or
think
stuff
I think
like that?
they may have been a couple of them, but we probably do not know about it because once again, it's the priority, it's the importance of what this.
Well, but if there's
should be.
an event on networking and it's not loud enough to be identified, then it has
No, I'm
failed
saying
before
that it could be loud, but even as people, as Ghanaians, we won't even see it as a big
An
deal.
opportunity.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah.
We'd rather go for a crypto, no disrespect to those in crypto, but I'm saying that
because
we'd rather go to a
crypto has the
crypto.
indication of quick wealth.
Quick money. You see, you rather go into a forex. No disrespect to forex people, but you rather go to a forex just to go, how can I make money? Because maybe the person you are following has shown maybe some kind of success, right? So in your mind, you're like, okay, if I go this route, I'll make money. But the truth is, even with this forex and crypto people, they have been able to network with other
they also
people in other countries that have shown them skills and hacks and tips. So you may follow them, but you may not really know the true channel that they've used to make it. People are getting opportunities. They are getting not just in Ghana. EcoBanks, like we always say, got his big break when he went to Lagos Fashion Week. Nobody paid for him. He bought a ticket, sat in the plane, went to Lagos Fashion Week. And then when he got there, he met the editor for Vogue. The editor says, bro, I know you wanted to be a model. This is like as part of interaction. They were just talking about fashion. It's just a random conversation about fashion. And Echo is telling him that, hey, I actually wanted to be a model, but it didn't really work out for me because of my height and this and that and that. And I was like, okay, hey, you studied communications. Why don't you write? I can link you to some people that you can write for. And today, EcoBanks is who he is today, and we are celebrating. He has written for the CNN, he's written for The Guardian, he's written for Vogue, he's written for GQ, he's written for a lot of people. Just that one trip to Lagos, funded by himself. Today, if you want to do something with maybe a Vogue Italian, guess what you're going to call? You're going to call Echo. But you're not going to get through to the editor, but you get to Echo because Echo took that initiative to go to Lagos. Now, it comes back to what we were saying this morning. How do you prepare yourself if you have to fly out of a particular comfort zone to make it work? It comes back to your seriousness. And last time I was arguing this case, someone was like, look, people are working hard, but they don't have the opportunity to go out. And my friend was telling me, I was talking to Juice. Juice was telling me, oh no, if you really want to go out, you find a way to go out. That means you don't want it that bad enough. So the question comes back to say, do we really want it that bad?
I think, to answer that, I think people don't even know that they need it. So we grow up kind of becoming dependent on the network that builds around us, right? Your friends from school, your family, your acquaintances, your friends' friends, your ex-girlfriend's friends, your ex-boyfriend's friends, that guy you met at a party. It's just a lot of ad hoc relationships. There's no intentionality to it. Because if your phone book, if your WhatsApp chat is buzzing, bzz, 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 chats left, right, center, and God forbid you're in an emergency and you need 100,000 CDs now, if nobody on your first 10 contact list can save your life,
Right, your
really,
network.
like
It's slacking.
what are you doing? If you had a business idea, you were like, okay, I'm a creative, this is going to work. I need somebody to invest. Why reach outside of your circle first? That means the circle is worth something that might be great for you and be intangible, but it's not worth anything that's going to help your progress.
Next level.
Same for the creative industry. You've surrounded yourself with yes men and hype men and people who are like, oh my God, Jewel is great every day, yay. No criticism,
Nobody can
no
question
nothing,
you,
blah, blah,
nothing.
blah. And you're like, okay, if I'm
Accountability is
great, I
missing
want to
there.
drop the album of the year now. I need production, I need this, blah, blah, blah. But all the people around you are clueless. And you're like, okay. So for me, there's no intentionality in how we build our social capital, our social networks. And that is the biggest deficiency because there's a lot of idea. There's something I said a long time ago. Even if you get the idea, you still don't get it running. Right? And that was from some freestyle from like 2010.
Because you
Even
need
if
people
get
to
the
do that for you.
You still don't get it running. And if you go pitching that idea to strangers who don't have that bond or that don't owe you that, they'll steal it.
You'll steal it. You can't do anything to them.
You understand? That's another rampant thing. People always tell you that, I go tell this person my idea. They do.
Carry go.
They carry go. Why? Because nobody within your circle is able to take your potential and activate it to be more. Look at Phil's story. When he got his opportunity, his circle got him
there.
to Adekunle Gold. to the point where he was comfortable enough traveling on a jet without clothes, without nothing. Like, not that he was naked, though.
Yeah.
But like he didn't carry baggage, nothing, knowing that, my boys got me. Transport, Adekunle go hold me down.
And
Where
they
I go
put him
bed
on
and
probably
sleep.
one of his biggest
Where I go
stages.
bed and chop, he go hold me down. Shada, he go hold me down. How I go get to this concert, he go hold me down. Network, right? How many Ghanaians have that network within the creative industry? I think personally that we need to consciously create these networking events and experiences. We need to elevate beyond just jamming and DJ sets and music and blah, blah. We need to talk. Ghanaian creatives, the amount of Ghanaian creatives I know that are doing amazing things outside of Ghana in small units. If half of those great creatives came together to work on something for Ghana, everybody go chop. Everything go be fine. But it's like
Gatekeepers.
it's all the inside.
I mean, like, I think it still comes back to how we were brought up, and the kind of things we were exposed to.
Well, I also want to know, do you think that a lot of creatives, I think that they're not finding their own lane? That's the other thing. I think there's a lot of creatives that try to mimic and copy what somebody else is doing, which is taking away from their creativity, and the other reason why it's not going anywhere because we've seen it before. So, with YouTube, I think I've been to a lot of YouTube networking events, and I've noticed that all the creatives in Ghana are always doing the same thing. Like, they're always doing the same stuff.
We're addicted to the validation. You see, in Ghana, and I can say this on authority, I've worked with creatives for almost 20 years. The creative will sit in the space where they are getting the most validation. The urge to go out of their comfort zone, to have something to prove, to be challenged by something new, to overcome something. Ghanaian creatives, I mean, I'm saying this, we know really they do them. We don't, if we'll be honest, people can be upset or whatever. I said what I said.
Right.
We don't really do it. We don't really challenge ourselves. We're comfortable.
We're very comfortable.
Where we'll go and people will hi, hey, ole, yeah, let me go
But
there.
then get upset when somebody's going out
it's
and trying to
because-
find
see,
another
when-
connect somewhere else.
Exactly.
Because when you try to be indigenous, it's a very narrow path. You're not going to get the loud cheers, the praise, and it's so easy for you to
we
look.
forget that is the journey.
Exactly, but you see, and that's what she's saying. You get caught up in looking over to your friend who is doing something and he's getting all the cheers. So you're now thinking, okay, do I put away or put aside what I really want to do and then do what my friend is doing? But the trick here is, or the catch here is, when you actually follow what your friend is doing and you do not identify yourself or your unique value proposition, you end up losing the main reason why you started.
And
She
that
gets
needs to
it.
be in the class that you hold with networking, is
Exactly.
finding yourself and being
Find yourself,
authentic
yeah.
to
Be authentic.
yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Why do we celebrate Sarkodie today? There were a bunch of rappers doing Sarkodie this time. Today, Sarkodie has trailblazed a path over a decade, and he's still stuck to it. He's always proud of saying that he took Tree international. He took Tree rap international. People were actually rapping in Tree before Sarkodie came. But why did he succeed? Not 1 year, not 2 years, but 10 years and more. It's because he identified his unique value proposition and stayed true to it. Even though he had inspiration from Obrafo, Lord Kenya, and other people that were, will serve as career mentors, he still decided to stay true to his path. Do you get what I'm saying? Shatta Wale is the same thing. The people were doing dancehall, they were doing reggae and all that. He said, no, I want to be the disruptive dancehall reggae artist. So however I'm going to do, you are going to follow me, I'm not going to follow you. And it's worked for him. Stonebwoy, the same thing. We've seen people in the creative industry who decided to take the bullet for themselves, stand true to themselves, and over time, it's paid. But the today creative doesn't want to go through the process. The today creative will see a Sarkodie, a Shatta Wale, will see perhaps an Ivan Nelson, you see a Jackie Appiah, a Van Veka, and they want to get there. You get me? I watched a video of Kwame Sefakai when he used to be an actor. And I look at Kwame Sefakai at that time, Chairman General, I look at him at that time, and if anybody told me today he would have been that revered broadcaster, I probably wouldn't have believed it. Why? Because if you see him acting, you think, oh, that's all that he could do. But he came out to be one of our greatest, if not biggest broadcasters of our time, because he took a journey, decided to stay true to his identity, and the value proposition he gave could not be matched. But that does not happen overnight. You know, there's some people where when we talk about this networking thing, they think, oh, because I have established a contact with somebody, tomorrow, no, I'm getting a contract. No. Eddie and Nana will tell you, sometimes you have to even go and take them out for lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
Take them to go and play a sport like golf or something. You don't think because you've met the person today, tomorrow, no, you are getting that contract. No. Who are you? Where did you come from?
Right. And people want things in return as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's not even about the business offer. It's about who you even connect that person to. People think networking is, oh, I just want to get to know Cyril. No. It doesn't end there. What can I get for Cyril? Even if I can't offer it. That even gives you a times 2 in terms of benefit, because the person always knows that, oh, okay, Olele has got, you know, some people I can always reach out to and call when I need this. And that even gives you greater value. But we often think that, oh, because I network with Cyril, tomorrow I'm asking Cyril for a gig. Or because they say we should network, I went to a networking event, I took their numbers, and boom, I'm going to get that.
Took some call cards. I called the guy back, nothing better.
Then you give up. It doesn't work
Look
like
at the
that.
rate at which Nigerians troop into Ghana.
Sometimes they just come
They
and
are
stay
not
and chill.
part of us. They are Nigerians. But they come here to the point where they make here feel like home. To get access to our shows, our industry execs, our gatekeepers, DJs, whatever, they come, they are social, they throw their parties, they hang out, everything. We don't do a fifth of that. And that's the problem in every creative sphere, from graphic design to advertising to public speaking to music to film, everything. There was this, I spoke bitterly about this Netflix and I think was it UNESCO. I'll cross check. I think it's Netflix and UNESCO. There was a grant, $75,000 grant that they gave to retell African stories.
Yeah. I saw the titles.
And Ghana was not.
Ghana wasn't included. Yeah. It was mostly Kenyans.
But you see, I also know that Ghanaians applied.
Right.
Because one of my film producer friends applied.
Right.
And Ghanaians applied. Nobody applied as a collective or as a conglomerate.
As an individual.
Joel went, Olele went, Cyril went, and we all failed. Where one conversation, one drinks and lunch, could have had 2 or 3 of our top video guys pull together their work, that this is the 2 of us who are going to kill this to bring this money and this impact home. So we missed out on it. Not one person, the whole Ghana missed out on it. Not just the $75,000 grant, but the exposure.
It's gone.
But the history, the access. Everybody who produced on that has access to Netflix network now, has access to UNESCO's network now. People's emails are going to get responded to much faster than yours.
Bro,
People are going to WhatsApp people. No, don't bother with the email. Just send it on WhatsApp. That's a relationship.
Bro, do you know
Right.
the funny thing? When we go out for these events like Afro Future and Afro Nation, all these things, when we have our brothers and sisters come from the diaspora into town, they actually use these events to network with people. In as much as they are all having fun and jamming. But we go to these events and we are just thinking about
The party,
jams,
yeah.
alcohol, and dancing and all that. And the people would come from different countries, meet their next business partners at these events. And we, the host of the event, it's just any normal day or any December jam or any December event that we are looking forward to. I want to see, my prayer, my hope is creatives will move away from just going out to have fun and be intentional with how they position themselves, first of all, to even network with some people, because you may never know who you are talking to. You may never know. It could be, look, the parties are great. The parties, I think, are the low-hanging fruit when it comes to network. On second thought, you don't even really need a networking event because nobody jump past Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Nobody
I don't
nobody
think
do
the
parties
event is
past
the-
Ghanaians.
Like you said, the event is not the problem. It's what you do
What you
in
do
a
with it.
social setting.
At the
I
event.
know people who
We
travel
are socially awkward.
to Turkey or Dubai without a plan. The plan is, I'm going to go be in Dubai for 3 weeks. There's some conventions, there's some events here and there. I'll see which ones I can get tickets to. Go walk around, go mingle, go chop it up with people, see who I connect with. They might come back after 3 weeks from Dubai with just one contact to some business head in Europe. And that is a life changer, right? But we sit in our comfort zones. I go feed do 'em, but they don't give me the gig. We have to drive out there and catch these gigs and expand the creative industry. We are so happy about what Babs short for
Black Sheriff.
Sheriff, oil in my head.
Yeah.
My first comment on his post was, I love the fact that he put everybody who was involved under the post. Because that beautiful video is not just Bab's glory. It's the glory of collaboration.
Yeah.
So when we come together, we can hang a man from a crane and do a music
Yeah.
video without
make it
South
look
Africans or the UK guys coming to do it for us.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Even the fact that our biggest creatives feel threatened at times by younger creatives, because in the back of his or her mind, I've got the spotlight, serial. If I go and put somebody on right now, and that guy start blow, or that guy start get the spotlight, I start thinking like that. If you think like that, you never become a Diddy. Diddy never cared about nobody blowing more than Diddy. Diddy will see you, ahunch you, invest in you, blow you up globally, and tell the whole world, yep, I did that. Think you've got something, holla at your boy. We don't do that in Ghana. Because if Diddy was Ghanaian, he would be afraid that if I call Cassie go blow, left me. If I go and take Drew Hill's album to promote right now, these are 5 fine guys singing. Charlie, me, Diddy, what am I going to do? He would not have invested in anything.
Yep.
If Jay-Z was worried about J. Cole blowing up and taking his, he would,
Even Kanye and Rihanna.
everybody. So look at what
For him to be proud and even capture it in his verse.
Bankole was telling us about Kanye's
Yeah,
production process.
yeah.
He has nothing to lose. He pays for these hotels and these resorts, get all the producers there, and like, guys, I don't know it.
Just do it.
What have you guys got? Show me what you've got. If you've got something that I can work with, we'll work on it together. We don't even do that.
One of our problems is admitting that I don't know.
Bro, Jules
That's
had
our problem.
Listen, Jules had it was earlier this year. I think the week before
the
Stonebwoy.
workshop.
Yeah,
the workshop,
the
the
writing
producer-
camp.
writing camp, yeah.
And he reached out to me to get word to a few artists
Right.
and blah blah blah. I reached out to 4 artists. None of them showed up. And this is Jules,
Record Academy.
Academy member, Grammy nominated. One of his songs I think one of his songs with Wizkid, the album has a Grammy nomination, right? This is Jules, one of our big international.
Made in Lagos.
Made in Lagos, exactly. And he's come to Ghana. He's hosting a writing camp. That was, I think, was fueled by TuneCore or something.
TuneCore, yeah. This was at the
Afro
iSpace?
Future.
Yeah.
This last December.
Yeah. And artists who are going to benefit from this knowledge
They didn't show
and access to being part of this TuneCore initiative did not show up. It's like being on fire. And the guy who has the water says, stand here. Let me
And that's the
help
opportunity that people want, but they're not going out for it.
you." And the same artist who didn't show up will sit on another platform and say there's no collaboration and nobody's helping us. And do you know why they didn't show up? 2 things. 1, because it seemed like work.
Yep.
2, there's but Jules, they're doing it in. Jules is doing his thing. Am I the one who will come and help him and make it his thing successful? Forgetting the fact that the moment you network with somebody like Jules and associate with his network and his situation, all the access he has now by proxy is indirectly also access you can leverage if you come correct. If you go there and you make the right impression on Jules, and tomorrow you're like, yeah, so based on ABC, I've got this other thing, what do you think? Jules will be more susceptible to take your call than some other stranger.
Yeah.
And that's leverage.
Yeah.
That's the friction that will keep us moving. But
And
we don't
even-
want to face that friction.
Even those events that they had were very intimate. A lot of people didn't come.
Yeah.
So that's your opportunity to have that one-on-one connection, even if you're not even in that space. That's the best time to
See,
network.
Thames's manager did the same thing for, I think it was a YouTube event at Twist, right? We were at another YouTube event, and for those who were invited for Thames's manager's interaction or whatever, we heard it. We heard it at the other YouTube events. Immediately that YouTube event was done, we moved to that event. I was hoping that I would see, some
Familiar faces.
familiar face. I mean, familiar faces, but it depends on where you're coming from, because what may be familiar to me may not be familiar to you. But in terms of the grand scheme of things, the the standard familiar faces that everybody should see and know there. We're not there. It was us who obviously speak to the new generation in terms of music and culture that were there to listen to what somebody who has worked with Stems since cavemen to share hacks, tips, tricks, whatever, took the opportunity to even also network with some Ghanaian producers and some Ghanaian writers here. But the main names, the popular names that you'll be looking forward to see were not there. It could be two things. It could be either they were not invited, or like Cyril said, when they were invited, they didn't show up. And that wouldn't be surprising because there have been countless events that I have been a part of that we've sent invitations across for some of these people to come. When I say some of these people who are in their mind well-to-do, they are okay, perhaps they are popular, they are big boys and everything. They didn't show up. And sometimes I think, Cyril, it has to do with ego. You know, when you look at how far you've come by yourself, maybe God's grace has been very beneficial to you and your hard work has also, coupled with that. You think you don't need anybody to tell you what to do. That's why in our management structure with our musicians, we have a lot of people fighting the yes man syndrome. Yep. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I am the star. I'm the star here. You are doing my bidding. Why are you telling me to do things that you have no idea about? And that is why I will still come back to the agenda of the lack of songwriter culture in our destiny. Because if you've been doing songs by yourself, and by the grace of God, you'll be getting one hit after that, one hit after the other. And now it's time for you to, of course, you will be a general, a champion in your field. But if it's time for you to take it to the next level, you can't because you've plateaued. Ashake's album got released 2 days ago. There's been varied conversations about it. The same piano that people fell in love with Ashake is the same piano people are now saying is getting monotonous. It's getting too much. Like, bro, give us something else to listen to. But that was the same thing that made people love Ashake. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you should always do your fans' bidding, but I'm saying that at some point in time, when you have to translate and move on to the next level, where you have to leave your comfort zone, is where the challenge is, because you've not been able to identify the people to network with or even consider as team members. Amare sat here, she said, it's not just about the good music she's putting out there. It's not just about the fact that she's producing a fantastic sound, but her greatest asset is that she has the skill of identifying who she needs to speak to or who she needs to call to join her team. And the team members are the ones who are making her look the way she looks.
They have the network.
So every time she was talking, she kept giving shout-outs to the people. She
said they spent 3 months in LA just to network.
Just to network.
They had no business. They weren't recording.
They were just jamming, having fun.
They were just in LA with their ears on the ground, like, where's it at? Oh, here, man, we're pulling up.
Just to network.
Yeah. We're pulling up. We're pulling up. And now we're all like, oh, Amari get money. No. Yeah, maybe Amari get money, cut tickets, go LA. No problem. That takes money, yes. But when the reason why her blow up is being so phenomenal is because the networking is crazy. Now imagine how many talented all these are.
She even said that the reason why it feels as though Ghanaians think she's not Ghanaian is because she relocated to London. And that was because London made it easier for her to do the things she's doing now in terms of finding opportunities and networking. That's for her. But for you as a Ghanaian who may not have a passport, what are you doing? Who are you talking to?
They said we should all go for passport too.
Who said?
They said we
should
should
go for Ghana card. No, they said Ghana card can help us travel.
Passport. Oh, that's another fight.
So it's like, it's something that is not talked about. That's why we are looking to throw that spotlight in there. That no matter who you are as a person, no matter who you are as a star or as a creative, when these events come around, please take the advantage of it and go for them. You will never know who you are going to meet, because it's sad that
put your ego in your back pocket.
Yeah, like, look, the likes of Maya Angelou and Michael Jackson, all these people who came to Ghana back in the day, when people are retelling their stories, it's interesting.
Janet Jackson was recording at Newtown here.
Yubab.
The studio. I've forgotten
this
the name.
woman who died recently.
Something. What's it called? Is it Gold City?
Gold City Studios?
Is it Gold?
No, we have to check.
The one just at the Total here, at the Pig Farm Total.
I have to cross check and find out the name. I don't want to misinform our fans. The lady who died recently, the American singer who died recently,
Tina Turner.
She came to Ghana, went all the way to Cape Coast, did a concert at Cape Coast, right? if you look at some of the stories that are being told about some of these people who have come to the country, they met other people they worked with here. They met other people they worked with back in America here. Some of them have even had the opportunity to fly out of Ghana because they met them here. Right? Opportunities may not come the way we are saying it, right? But you need to create it yourself, because you can have the talent, you can have the drive, but I'm just hoping that the drive will just move away from just pushing your talent within the four walls or the four corners of your studio or the four corners of your building. Your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, how are you using it? Are you using it to just push all sort of,
Shout out to
ridiculous
Medical.
banter?
Medical reached out to, was it T-Pain?
Yeah, T-Pain.
Right?
Yeah,
I
but
remember
T-Pain
when
wasn't reading his DMs
when
until
T-Pain
he
finally
found
read
out.
his DMs and people were scrolling and they saw the Medical.
Yeah.
We laughed at
We loved it.
Medical.
Yeah.
You see the
We even
madness.
saw when the Shay thing
This
as
is
well.
Medical. Who says I'm a T-Pain fan? And I'd love to work with T-Pain. So let me hit up T-Pain. When Ghanaians saw it, we laughed
Bro,
at
it's a
our
local,
rapper.
it's a local champion syndrome.
We laughed at our rapper for him wanting to elevate.
Bro, it's a local.
Cuckoo.
Bro,
We
even
got-
Sarko
like,
there, bro.
yeah, we-
Bro, make
we're
up blow
gone.
your mind. See, even Sarko there. Let me tell you something. When Sarko there was seen recording with Ludacris, pictures went on social media. Instead of the conversation should be, oh, we should be excited for what's going to happen or what's going to come next. We were more concerned about Ludacris' time being over. And that what does Ludacris have to offer? And we were trying to find reason.
Trying to make it meaningless.
Yes, just to really bastardize the whole idea of the fact that Sarkodie was in the booth with Ludacris. In about a week or two, Nigeria's Black Bones, right, released a song with Ludacris, and guess where he met Ludacris? In Ghana, and Nigerians were happy. They were excited. Like, hey, Charlie, Black Bones is doing the song. Rarely did you see any comment suggesting
Yeah,
that.
Harry, we are sick.
You get what I'm saying? As creatives, even as creatives or as individuals, they feel the heat when their fans speak like this. They feel the heat. So even if they do something like that, they don't want to come out. Or even if they go out, the same thing. When Rema went to Barcelona to shoot a viral video with the Barcelona team,
Yeah.
everybody was excited. Hey, Rema is making moves. Rema is making moves. The same Sarkodie met players from the Barca team, from Depay and this thing.
You said that, Hushisha.
And we said, oh, what? You see, so it still comes back to the way we are engineered.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
the public
we project
reception
it to other people.
People have made a lot of attempts. Sarkodie with the team, Medical with T-Pain. People have tried, but how we receive them. So imagine if you're a come up rapper and somebody who's blown like Medical is getting trolled. You on the come up, you're not DMing nobody. Because in the back of your mind, you're like, Medical, who's a big artist, gets trolled for this. How much more me? You get what I'm saying? So it's a vicious cycle. And it keeps going on and on and on. But the thing that hurts me the most is that as much as we don't take advantage of our own networking and our own industry and the world around us, everybody else does. Americans come and meet here, British come and meet here, Nigerians come and meet here. The amount of business connections, and we watched Adishope's interview and everybody's Ghana. Tiwa Savage last week said, Ghana, she's at peace, she loves it here, blah, blah, blah. We create the environment for other people's creative business to thrive beyond our own because we fail to collaborate with each other. We see networking as some forced thing that shouldn't be done. And of all the platforms we create and try and push, it's just enjoyment.
Straight.
It's like what I said about end of year. Music-based concerts. Full stop. There's nothing happening in Ghana.
Yeah.
Then people will go and worry the ghosts at Cape Coast. The ghosts are tired. The people who were, listen, all due respect, the slaves who passed through Cape Coast, their spirits are tired. There are plenty other castles that people went to, people were taken away from Ghana. Go somewhere else. Cape Coast Castle, the people there want peace. The spirits there, they want peace. It's okay. Everybody Cape Coast Castle. Then we go to Elwak. Then we go to Conference Center. Then this, then Ayapon. We are bringing the 250,000 people here. And all the networking is being done in secret. I brought Jewel, so she's saying at this hotel, don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
Only call 2 or 3 people that are part of our clique. Let's go and meet Jewel. And nothing happens about it. Instead of opening it up to the whole world, so that the little person who lacks the confidence knows that, okay, I can go and meet her somewhere and raise my hand and ask a question that might change my life.
You see, serious. Some will argue that the ease of access could either make or break, in the sense that it's like buying something with your own money. If you bought this monitor with your own money, you paid for it, right?
It's
you
hard to share.
spent on it. So you would actually take it seriously. That's what I've noticed with some of these conversations, that if they open out to the public, if people think, okay, it's free access, the ease of access, so you come there and you don't even take advantage of it. But if they limit it to a selected few, maybe their thought or their reasoning is these ones will actually do or make something out of it. And it's also back to ourselves that, bro,
Let's use the Ghana film industry.
sometimes
I don't agree with that your last statement.
No, I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that last statement, let's use the Ghana film or Ghana movie industry, whatever you want to call it. How much of don't let me get problem this morning, please. We're almost close. I've held my mouth.
We are black.
I've been talking with half my mouth.
Please,
let me finish with half the mouth. Don't let me open my big mouth and spoil the show. Our film industry, movie industry, how much of black Hollywood has come to this country?
You know, Spike
Go and
Lee
greet the
came.
president and take pictures and go to Buka and eat fufu and this then they go close. Ghana movies are still in the gutter. Yes, we are doing our best, but we've had film producers here tell us that even if you have the best script in the world, you won't get funding to do a Ghana movie. We had Kofi Asamoah here, we had Pascal here, and Pascal said he had to sell his own investments and raise cash, hard-earned cash, to shoot a film that got him awards and recognition everywhere. Kofi Asamoah told us that he's taking a break from those creative ventures because it's sacrifice. How do you have talent having to sacrifice and scrape their own money to shoot films when you've had some of the most potent black American directors, movie star Rosario Dawson, Boris Kujo? We met Rosario at Manifestivities. Right? Like we were sitting down and there's Rosario Dawson. I was like, man, like, when did I take a plane? Like, like the last time I saw Rosario Dawson was on my TV, and there she is, and nobody knows, right? But somebody brought her and is shielding her more than, and I'm like, you've had everybody in Black Hollywood. Anthony, what's his name?
Gabriel Union
guy, lost weight. He used to be big and then he lost weight. Blackish. Anthony.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
We've had everybody. We've had Charlie, at least 20 or 30 solid Black Hollywood people.
Well, Spike Lee, when he came, he made a post and he said
Spike
that nobody even approached him talking about movies or documentaries at all.
Spike Lee came and said he didn't even know that we had a film industry or film association.
But even with
the person who brought him, Obecha Photo, we met Spike Lee.
This was like Chance the Rapper. He had that the film fest, the Black Star Film Fest.
Yeah.
And he had like a seminar. Yeah.
So Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa, that's what happens when you bring the right people and you allow free collaboration and networking. They were not policed.
Right.
Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa were free. You go to Trace, Go Republic, Chance the Rapper. They were everywhere. People had a lot of access.
Events in December, which actually,
Exactly. They were on everybody. They were hanging out with everybody, taking pictures with everybody, being at every small event, linking with everybody. And look at the beautiful thing that came out of it. They felt like they were now a part of this creative industry.
So that goes to say that if we actually allow these ones to...
If we allow the people to walk around. But the problem is that if you leave Spike Lee to walk around, maybe he'll go and meet the industry favorite. He'll go and meet some other independent guy. And they don't want that.
And the evidence will take it away.
Exactly. Because we still want that glory of me, I bring up.
Yeah, me, I bring up.
Oh, if you want to talk to Spike Lee,
so then you're the person that can connect me to that person.
Unless you speak to Joel, they no go feel reach Spike Lee. We like that.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, oh, hey, Spike Lee, I've got all my movie friends. Let's go do a big brunch with them. 30 minutes Q&A.
Let's
blah,
talk.
blah, blah, blah. Let's talk. You bring Spike Lee and the guy's in the country for 4 days or 5 days, and he doesn't even know. It's not that he didn't get a chance to meet them. He said he didn't even know we have a film industry.
And
so the person who was bringing him to Ghana, they said, why did they say they were bringing him?
To make matters worse, the president of the Film Association the National Film Association herself didn't know.
That he was in town.
Yes. It was later she found out and she attempted to go see her and she gets blocked. When I say gets blocked, as in they didn't allow, they just kept tossing her.
Yeah, hello God. Yeah, you can reset everything. We don't have anything to do yet.
See, some of these things.
What's going on?
Some of these
How
things.
do you bring Spike Lee? It's like bringing Messi. And GFA have no clue that Messi is in Ghana. And Messi, I bet the number have 5 days. Before we say Messi is in town and then GFA will be chasing
It's
Messi.
the gatekeeper.
It makes all of us look stupid.
See, that's what I'm saying, that it comes back to policing the whole idea of networking, the opportunities, because these were people who were once like us. They were just like anybody, just like an average Ghanaian. They wake up in the morning, they go to work, they wear a suit, they wear a tie, and now they've been elevated into a place of power and influence. That mindset was not filtered out. That mindset was not cleansed. So they sit in the place of power and they now want to gatekeep the opportunities that come out of networking.
For their own glory.
For their own glory. Because if they understood, like I was saying, that networking is not just about getting to know Cyril, it's about recommending Cyril to another. Right?
Even if it doesn't benefit you. That's the clause that's worrying.
Right.
They'll only recommend Cyril if they know that Cyril will cut them some.
Exactly.
Right.
You get
Right.
it shouldn't
And that's the
it shouldn't
problem.
always be
That's
like
the
that.
issue.
Look, I feel proud when an artist calls me and says, "Oh, bro, listen to my song. Tell me what you think." And I know that okay, that is not really my fault, especially what he's looking out for. And I call him and say, "Charlie, I'm sending a guy to you. Listen to his song." I feel proud of that. Sometimes they'll come, "Oh, bro, can we bless you?" So I say, "No, deal with the guy," because as far as I'm concerned, I want to connect the dots. And I want to believe that's how Denta has also been moving. Denta is Denta today because the Bible says a good name is better than riches, right? She enjoys doing this because she wants to be kept in the value chain as the plug. Like
She is the
Bankole.
plug.
Bankole wants to be kept in the value chain as a plug.
Yeah.
That alone will bring you more gigs, will bring you more contracts than the 100 cities you are taking today and shutting it down.
Boss, we want to be the plug, the socket, the wire.
Everything,
The fuse, everything. Which kind of plug?
it's
I want to
crazy.
be everything. The mains, the fuse box.
If that's the case, we will not. Look, we've seen, the thing is, and just to wrap it up for my end, that we've seen a number of people, a selected few, who have done it, and the template looks beautiful, it looks possible. So you need to be patient. You need to understand the business of networking. You need to know the value of networking, why you are doing what you are doing. Don't think about just today, because you may not be needed today, but tomorrow, when they sit in the room and they're looking for someone to take that big role, your name is going to be that name on that phone book. You're going to be called. Think about tomorrow. Think about next year, next 2 years. Think about next 3 years. Don't think about, today and next week. No, stay there. Stay there. Keep talking. Keep, Look, there was a good friend of mine who's a sales guy. He would tell you sometimes the clients, when you're going to talk to them, they don't just go and talk about business. They'll be there, no, just call the client, Charlie, today's your birthday, I'm bringing you a package.
Yeah.
The CEOs,
I
they
bet-
just go and send a package.
My brother-
How many times do we see most of us do that?
They
We just
don't
say,
do it.
because you have the number, that's it.
I also have a package. Every time we eat, food and sugar trapped between our teeth. Pepsodent is telling us to avoid gum disease, foul breath, and decay. Pepsodent Herbal, Pepsodent Charcoal, both available on the markets. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call customer care on 0800 2030, 0800 2030. Pepsodent. Every smile matters. Remember to brush in the morning and before bed. Bang & Olufsen, discover a world of innovation, luxury, and a world many dream about owning. B&O, the choice that you need to make for all your drool-worthy electronic gadgets, including exquisite home theater speakers, headphones, television sets, sound bars, and more. Bang & Olufsen, like no one else. Remember also, Joe Metals at Praise 11th edition of Praise Reloaded concert is in 4 days' time, June 25th. Venue Royal House Chapel, Oil Dome, 5 p.m. Tickets are 60, 100, and 150. That's standard, double, and VIP respectively. Or you can dial star 725 star 5050 hash, star 725 star 5050 hash to get those tickets. Or you can call 0246 579016. Media partner 3 Music TV, powered by Reverb Studio and Joe Metal Ministries. Last but not the least, most importantly to me as well, for all the movie buffs out there, catch the Spider-Man Across the Universe, Flash, Transformers, Rise of the Beast, Barbie, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, and the finest Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood, and top quality Ghanaian movies right at Silverbird Cinemas at Accra Mall or West Hills Mall. Visit www.silverbirdcinemas.com/West Hills Mall, West Hills, or www.silverbirdcinemas.com/Accra. Silverbird Cinemas, it's all about entertainment. Last words, Joel. What do you have about networking? Anything you want to say before we go off?
Well, I would definitely want to mention that know that volunteering is important. So that's actually how I feel like I network the best is by volunteering. Because you don't know who you're going to meet. There's no real agenda. It's just meeting good people and having good conversations.
That's dope.
Volunteer, connect, network. Message for today, Big Conversations, wrapping up. The name is Cyril. I've been here with Joel, Candy Joel, and Olele Salvador. Culture Daily will be back tomorrow. We're out for today. Peace.
Bye.